history, humans, and dragons. For a few coins, I'll tell you the greatest story ever told. The story of Terra Draconis.
Terra Draconis, hear the call, the rise of kingdoms, the fate of all. Terra Draconis, write your name. History remembers the brave and the flame. Terra Draconis, with you. The story begins with you.
Project Terra Draconis, YouTube teaser number 2. The 12 Time Gates. History is full of mysteries, places we cannot explain, legends we cannot prove, stories passed down through generations that refuse to die. For thousands of years, humanity has asked the same question: what if they're true? Project Terra Draconis begins with that question, not in another fantasy world, but in our own. Imagine a world where every civilization remembered only a small piece of a much larger truth. The Egyptians, the Maya, the Vikings, the Knights Templar, the Celts, the ancient Greeks. Every culture guarding fragments of a mystery no one fully understood. Hidden throughout history are 12 legendary time gates. Not machines, not inventions, not magical portals anyone can simply use. They are ancient places, forgotten places, places whispered about in myths and hidden in history. You don't buy a time gate. You don't craft one. You don't own one. If you're incredibly fortunate, you discover one. Perhaps after years of searching, perhaps after generations of clues left behind by your own family, perhaps never at all. The catacombs beneath Paris are one such legend, a maze stretching for hundreds of miles beneath one of the world's greatest cities. Millions have heard of them. Very few truly understand them. What if one of history's greatest secrets was waiting somewhere in those endless tunnels? And what if finding it wasn't the greatest challenge? What if the greatest challenge was deciding whether to step through? Because time gates only work one way. Choose your destination. Choose your century. Choose where the next chapter of your life begins. Then take one final step. There is no return. The century you leave behind becomes history. That particular gate closes forever to your bloodline. Not because it disappears, but because history remembers. Your descendants may spend generations searching for another gate. They may discover one, they may even stand before it. But the gate your family once crossed will never open for them again. At every crossing becomes part of your family's legend. Your children inherit your journals, your maps, your clues, your unfinished mysteries. Generation after generation, the search continues. Not for power, not for riches, but for discovery. One lifetime should never be enough to uncover all 12 time gates. That is by design. Some quests should take centuries. Some dreams should belong to families rather than individuals. And should one extraordinary bloodline one day discover every one of the 12 gates, history itself will remember their name. Perhaps the greatest mystery of all is this. The living journal remembers every adventure, every battle, every kingdom, every friendship, every loss, every triumph, but it never reveals the location of a time gate. Some secrets deserve to remain hidden. When your journey finally comes to an end, the game transforms your adventures into a beautifully written memoir that you can export as a professionally formatted PDF. Not a save file, not a list of achievements. A story. The story of the life you lived. A story your children can continue. A story you can print, share, and perhaps even turn into your own novel. History remembers kings. Legends remember heroes. But Project Terra Draconis asks a different question. What if history remembered your family? If this world has sparked your imagination, you can download the complete Project Terra Draconis Volume 1, Vision and World, absolutely free using the link in the description below. You'll also find a free download of the Catacombs Under Paris map featured in this video. If you'd like to see more concept art, developer updates, world-building documents, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content, consider supporting the project on Patreon. Every bit of support helps bring this world one step closer to reality. history has already been written. Now, let's discover what it forgot.